I know we've been talking about diagramming sentences in English class, English 12, and for those that have not done much diagramming before, I have some information that may be helpful. First of all, we want to get used to the different kinds of lines that are used when you diagram. The most important of lines is the horizontal line. Solid horizontal lines are used to show the main parts of speech in your sentence. So you will only put the main parts of speech on horizontal lines. They are solid horizontal lines. You will put your verbs and nouns on your horizontal line, and also that would include subjects, objects, pronouns, those that are true pronouns, not possessives, verbals that act like nouns, and then phrases and clauses that act like nouns. Okay, the next kind of line we'll talk about would be a dashed horizontal. Don't see these too often in diagramming. These are used to connect compound adjectives and adverbs. Adverbs and adjectives always hang down off of our horizontal line, like you can see right here. And oops, I just added a box. But anyway, that's a dashed horizontal. For example, might be if we had that we have a danger that is clear and present, a clear and present danger. We would put clear on one of those diagonal lines and present on the other, and we would connect them with the dashed horizontal. We will use vertical lines in diagramming as dividers between main elements. We would bisect our subject and predicate verb. We would also use this intersecting line to separate our predicate verb from our direct object. Notice that the intersecting vertical line just comes down and ends here, right? Rather than going all the way through and bisecting. That's what we're talking about with this. Left angle verticals are used to point back at an element before it. In the case of a subjective complement or a predicate nominative, sometimes we refer to PNs, predicate nominatives, or predicate adjectives, like Paul is the captain of our soccer team. Captain refers back to Paul, so we would want captain to be placed after this slanting line, which points back to the subject, Paul. Okay, so that's what we use a bent vertical line for. We use this as it's similar to the line we use for modifiers for either noun or adjective modifiers that come later on in the predicate part of the sentence. And then we have dashed verticals. Dashed verticals, these are used for putting coordinating conjunctions on to link together two clauses, or correlative conjunctions. This would be a good place for an and to be. If we had a sentence like Bob and John went skiing on Sunday, and then we could link the two clauses together with a conjunction here, right? So you use that for coordinating conjunctions or correlative conjunctions. And then for diagonal lines, all diagonal lines are modifiers within a single clause. So you hang it down off of the horizontal line on which the modified word rests or is placed. And this would be an example of where we would put an indirect object, for example, or a prepositional phrase would hang down off of the verb if it's modifying the verb. If we were modifying our object, we would have a diagonal line, and if we had an adverb modifying that adjective, we would hang it off like this, kind of like an L that's upside down and backwards, spinning through space. We use dashed diagonal lines to connect subordinate clauses. Okay, that's different. Remember before we showed you a dashed vertical line that had a little step in it that was to put a coordinating conjunction like and, but, or on. This is diagonal, and it is for subordinating conjunctions. Okay, you can also connect that subordinate clause to a specific part of speech in another clause. For example, we might have an adjective clause that we're going to connect back to a direct object in our sentence above. In this case, the less important clause goes below the main clause. So this clause down below here is modifying that. Let me see if I can highlight that for you. Not really. Okay. That was... Tools. What kind of tools do I have here to work with? Not many.